If you're an entrepreneur, here's the truth. You are solving problems all day, freaking every single day, 24 freaking 7, no days off. And the sooner you accept that, the easier business gonna be. Because entrepreneurship is not a straight line to freedom. Hell no. It's a constant process of growth, reinvention, and first and foremost, emotional resilience. I heard that the other day where somebody said entrepreneurship, like having your own business, running that thing, it's like the deepest form of self development you could ever do. I wholeheartedly agree. So, in this episode, I'm going to share 10 things I just honestly wish I knew before starting my very first business as a woman, which has been like 20 years ago, which is wild. And I was such a baby. And the lessons that would have just truly saved me from so much stress, doubt, and just way too many sleepless nights. When I started my first business, I thought I needed to have it all figured out, like the perfect plan, the perfect offer, that kind of bulletproof strategies that's going to take you from zero to success, the perfect brand. But, and this is why I'm doing this episode, because I understand if you are just very new to entrepreneurship, or maybe you have been, doing your business for quite a bit and you just feel stuck, you're just going to feel like it's your fault. But the truth is, businesses just don't work like that. It's going to humble you, it's going to stretch you, and specifically, it's going to shape you in ways you just cannot predict. Every challenge, every single delay, every detour, and yes, there are going to be quite some. It is all preparing you for that version of yourself that's actually going to be able to handle what you've been asking for to begin with. Like, you cannot separate business from personal growth because building a business is personal growth. So, just to be very clear, you are not just building a business, but you are actually building a woman who can hold it to begin with. And these are the 10 things that changed everything for me. And I truly hope that they will meet you exactly where you are today. Needless to say, I'm obsessing with this episode. Welcome to You Can and She Will. I'm your ace. I'm Kathrine Louis, executive coach for ambitious women, communication consultant for C-level leaders in one of Europe's largest groups, and very proud mama to my 3 babies. On this podcast, we talk about what it really takes to step into your next level, the strategy, the energy, and the identity behind unstoppable success. Because the moment you align with who you are and what you do, success stops feeling like effort and it starts feeling like inevitable. If this resonates with you, make sure to subscribe and leave a 5-star review and share this episode with a friend, a loved one, a coworker who needs to hear this message today. Also, I do have a little gift for you at the end, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one. The very first one is one of those tough love truth moments, which I really want you to understand, and I really want you to know this because it's going to save you so much time doubting yourself, thinking you're doing something wrong. Just understand this is part of the game. This is part of being a businesswoman. This is part of being an entrepreneur. Just know it is freaking normal. Listen, you are solving problems constantly. Like, if you are an entrepreneur, it almost sometimes feels like your real job is not posting, planning, selling, clients, whatnot. However, it is problem solving almost or probably every single day. Something's going to break, shift, or change. Trust that. Some days, you're going to lose a client and then land a bigger one. On the other days, you're going to fix one issue just to uncover another one. And I need you to understand and ingrain into your system that this is not failure, that's business. And honestly, the mindset shift here is to start seeing every single obstacle as data and not drama. Because everything working out, and specifically the things not working out, is the data that you truly want to collect. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you improve. And the moment that you're going to stop personalizing those problems, you actually going to start leading like a CEO. It is not happening to you. Trust me. It is happening for you so you can become the woman who can just even hold more to begin with. I've been talking about this briefly before, and I just want you to understand. You are coming up with big goals, rightfully so, but you also have to understand you need to be that version of yourself who can actually handle those big goals. And this is what this kind of growth is talking about. Number 2 is to be quite honest and fair, actually a subsequence of number 1, which is things gonna go wrong. And that's going to happen a lot. And I'm just also laughing because let's just normalize it. Things going to fall apart. Launch is going to flop. Invoice is going to be delayed. Partnerships dissolve. And yet, every single time, you're going to rise stronger. And trust me, my love, that's just not in the beginning phase. That's going to be all the time. And if that's going to give you like that ache right now, trust me, you're going to learn how to cope with it. You're going to learn that sometimes things flopping, being delayed, dissolving, whatnot is even a blessing. And just trust the process that next time around, you're going to know how to handle all of those situations. The women who last in business, trust me, aren't the ones who never face chaos. It's actually the ones who learn to navigate it with composure. Composure is the key word here. And curiosity. If somebody comes up to me and be like, hey, I really want to do this business. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to say that being curious and having this curiosity mindset is what you need in order to make it. It's nothing. Business is not personal. Listen. And if you can be curious about things, working, not working, just don't make it an emotional thing. Just be curious about it. Like, oh, that's interesting. What's been working out on this one particularly so good? Or, oh, so why did that not work out? Just leaning into things and trying to figure things out. That's what's going to make you successful so much more quick, because if you take things personal, if you make this an emotional thing, trust me, you're going to stay stuck. That's not how you want to move about things. And so the mindset shift on this one would have to be, when something goes wrong, don't even try to rush to fix it emotionally. Never ever has there been any solution stemming from something emotional. It's not going to happen. I need you to pause, breathe, and then ask yourself, what's the opportunity in this redirection? Again, lean into curiosity, because that's how you're going to grow instead of just giving up. Listen, we're not giving up. If you are an entrepreneur, you are, because you probably want to, just have that life for yourself. I am not a fan of putting people into boxes. I'm not. But here's the thing. It takes a certain kind of person to be able to run a 9-to-5 successfully, to have like this corporate career. Even being a CEO of a corporate, it takes a special kind of person performing very well in this. And trust me, I'm working with those people every day. I have the biggest respect for them. But then also, it takes a special kind of person and a mindset to be a successful entrepreneur. And just to make it very plain and simple, in order to be that kind of entrepreneur, you have to understand that things not working out is never about you. But how often can you get back up? How often can you figure things out? Number 3, and if you've been around here for a minute, you know that. I hope you know that by now. It is delete the word failure. Because honestly, you're going to make mistakes. You're probably going to make big mistakes. And that is okay because failure isn't real. However, feedback is. And every single missed goal, every awkward launch, every wrong hire, and yes, that's something that needs to be talked about. It is all just data that's going to help you calibrate into your next move, right? It's a part of the learning progress. Or, in other words, if you have never been doing something before, how would you expect yourself to succeed the very first time? You can only succeed and grow by collecting experiences, by talking to people who have been there before. Never ask somebody for advice who hasn't been doing what you're doing. That doesn't even make sense. But trust me, a lot of people do that. This is all about making experiences, growing, collecting that data. Again, do you see how it's all like coming down to this? So, what you can do is at the end of every single week, I need you to write down 3 things that did not go as planned and what you actually learned from them. I need you to literally collect all of your learning experiences. Make it like almost like a Bible, right? Because it is your own experiences. You're going to grow so much from this. And you will quickly then realize that you're not failing, my love. You are refining. And that's something magical in itself. Number 4 is a big one. And I am wondering why not so many people are talking about this, like publicly on podcasts, whatever. Never really hear anybody talk about this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Number 4 would have to be understand the sunk cost fallacy. I feel like it's almost something we're not being taught at school. Definitely not. Not as many parents raise their kids to understand that. And I'm not just talking about business, but also this is for your personal life too. But specifically when it comes to your figures. This one really is hard. I understand that, but you have to learn this one. It's going to take you so much further, especially when you've invested your time, money, and your heart, right? Entrepreneurship is pouring your heart and soul into something. However, sometimes the smartest move is to walk away when something is just not working out, like a program, an offer, a collaboration, partnership that has once been working for you, or maybe you just really wanted this so bad. It's been a huge dream of yours. However, this might not be serving you to your next level. And if something is just no longer reciprocating or working out, your energy, your resources, it's just, you just really got to let it go with gratitude, not with guilt, but you cannot continue to invest yourself, your resources, your energy, all of the above when just something is not working. That's typically when we start negotiating with ourselves, and that's when it just becomes personally and emotionally like I've been investing myself, resources, all the things for so many years, so intensively. Yes. But we also need to understand that sometimes things are just meant to be for seasons. And when it's no longer working, for whatever reason, honestly, it is also your job as a responsible leader, entrepreneur, businesswoman, whatnot, to understand this sunk cost fallacy. So I need you to ask yourself, if you are in a situation like that, would I choose this again today, knowing what I know now? And you have to be frank with yourself when it comes to this, because if the answer is no, it absolutely is time to release it. And that's how you make room for the next evolution of your success. And trust me, guilty conscience doesn't have time or space in this one. Number 5, and we've been talking about hiring people briefly before, This is such an important one. You have to hire people smarter than you. You cannot build, specifically not build, and also sustain something scalable if you insist on doing everything yourself. It's rather the opposite. You have to understand when to outsource, and then you really have to hire people who know more than you in their field. If you hire a person, you really want to make sure that whatever they do is their zone of genius. And you have to start outsourcing the things and the tasks which are not your zone of genius. This is how you start hiring. And then just really understand. And that's sometimes a challenging thing for your ego, but it's the only way to hire smart. You cannot be the smartest person in the room. You just cannot. It's not going to help you grow. It's not smart. You need to build the smartest room, right? This is about building an excellent room. It's not about your ego. And I have to address this very, very straight because, being a CEO, being an entrepreneur, being a businesswoman comes with a lot of challenging things. We just talk about this. But hiring smart, hiring effectively, investing the salary smart, you have to understand this one. And if you can hire like that, you're going to scale so much quicker at such a bigger rate. So the mini practice that's going to help you along here is when you're hiring, look for curiosity, integrity, and excellence. Like, just ask yourself, does this person challenge me to think bigger? And if that is a yes, that is your person. Trust me, you want to hire this person. Your business will only grow as fast as your team's genius allows it to. And that is something you just really can be also excited about. And then again, make sure whatever position you hire, that person is really just obsessed with it and it's their zone of genius. Number 6 is something I've been talking about before, and I see it every single day. And I feel like when we talk about old money families, they have this one down to a T. And this is all what if you want to create a life for yourself with that lifestyle, with the success, this is what you have to learn. Your network is your net worth. And this one is just so timeless, and it is so true. Like every single opportunity in business, from partnership to press to fundings. Hello, fundings. It just flows through people. And your relationships are your most valuable form of capital. So you really want to build your network with intention, not for a transaction, truly not, but for a connection. Listen, if you have a problem or, you want to do a new business or you just need some recommendations or you just need some insights, it is the shortest, the quickest, and the most smartest way if you have somebody in your circle that you can just give a call and ask. And trust me, those powerful people, they have each other on speed dial. And this is how they grow even more. This is how they become even more successful. Like, your network is such a big part of your success. And to be quite honest, I feel like this is not just important if you are a businesswoman or an entrepreneur, but also, in corporate. Like your relationships, they're going to take you so much further. And a big part of this too is your reputation. Like, when people think about who do I call to help me, if your name is popping up, that is so not to be underestimated. So every single week, actually as often as you can, you really want to make out to reach out to a person who inspires you. And then you really want to make sure that you actually bring something to the table. Like you want to offer value. You want to share that appreciation, or you just really want to simply connect. So communication is a big part of this one. And just let me be quite honest. The most powerful doors open through true and genuine relationships. Like, do not ever underestimate that. And sometimes also, if you have fantastic people like that in your circle, when you talk to each other, like the ideas being birthed from conversations are just sometimes so good. Like I just truly love people, connecting with them, and just everything that is being built from that. Number 7 is so important. You just have to make sure you have that. Make space for life outside of your office. Here's a truth which seems to be kind of paradox. The more you live, the better you lead. And listen, this is honestly not about some work-life balance, which we have been figuring out. It doesn't really exist, right? However, your best ideas won't come from a spreadsheet or a Slack message. And spoiler alert, they're definitely not going to come at 2 a.m. at your desk in the office. However, they will come when you're walking, when you're journaling, when you're with friends or family, when you're enjoying yourself, cooking dinner. Just those moments when your mind is truly free to wander. And you have to make sure you have that kind of space and capacity, because truly you need inspiration beyond your business that's actually going to fuel your business in ways unspoken. And the truth is, if you don't do that, and this is a big part of being a leader, being a successful businesswoman, entrepreneur, if you don't do that, you're going to lose perspective. You're not going to gain that outside inspiration, which is vital. And as a subsequence, your creativity is going to dry out, and we don't want that. So, schedule like really truly those reset times during the week where you have no laptop, no phone, no nothing, no productivity, which seems to be kind of wild, right? But again, it's going to fuel everything about you. You just really need that space. And then that's where the breakthrough is going to arrive. This is where your mind does, fueled by this kind of energy, does the problem solving automatically. Number 8 is something which is so near and dear to my heart, because I myself had the longest time. It took me the longest time to understand that. And I feel like it's a big thing for women, specifically for moms, when we tend to nurture and take care of everyone but us. But this one I truly understood. You have to invest in your well being. You have to just make sure your health, self care. Self care is not to be underestimated, because guess what? You are, in fact, the asset. And if you are running on fumes, guess what? Your business gonna do too. Your body, your mind, your nervous system are the real engines behind your company's performance. Think about it. So you really want to make sure you eat foods that actually fuel you. You want to make sure you move your body, because guess what? It's a part of your energy, your engine. And sleep, that is just a true business strategy. You have to make sure your body is rested. Another big thing, and women tend to not understand that this is a part of their well being too, you have to invest in support. We've been talking about outsourcing, but how about investing in support? Like a great coach is going to collapse time for you. It's going to sharpen your focus, and it's going to keep you accountable on the woman you are becoming. I mean, obviously I'm a coach, but trust me, I've been working with coaches for the longest time, and I feel like it's the smartest cheat code you could just ever do. It's going to make sure you are on the track you actually want to be on, and not left and right. So, talking about your well being, I need you to ask yourself on a daily basis, because your day's got 24 hours and it's not just, how do I want to say this? I want to make sure you understand that every single minute of your day is important. It's not like you're going to focus on your business 20 hours a day and just skip your well being. So ask yourself, am I taking care of the woman behind this brand who is running that show? Trust me, your well being is no less than the foundation of long term success. Full stop. Number 9 is the number one business strategy, and every single woman that is truly successful is going to agree to this one. You have to trust your gut always. Your intuition, trust me, it is not random. It's pattern recognition. Do I want to repeat this? Hell yes. Your intuition is not random. It is pattern recognition. It is the part of you that senses misalignment before your mind can even explain it or catch up. If something feels off, whether it is a client, a hire, a decision, a strategy, trust me, it probably is. And I feel like one of the biggest lessons you learn in entrepreneurship is trusting your gut always. Don't doubt it. Don't second guess it. Just go with it. And the mini practice you could do here is before just any move, specifically the big ones, you really want to ask yourself, if I trusted myself completely, what would I actually do? And then you really want to listen to that voice and obviously act on it. By the way, that's leadership. Number 10. And this is something I also, to be quite honest, I'm telling this myself all the time. Trust me. Number 10 is trust your inner timing. Like you're going to have seasons when everything flows, right? And then you're going to have seasons when nothing moves. And both are essential, to be quite honest. It's not going to feel so good. And it's sometimes really like a hassle and doubting and pain and being stuck and trying to figure things out. But you just have to trust that where you are at right now is exactly where you need to be right now. I hope you know what I mean. Like, trust your timing. And then also understand that life happens in seasons. It's not working gradually all the time. That's just not how life is working. And I feel like being in my 40s, that is definitely the kind of inner wisdom that I gained. So when things slow down, this honestly is not punishment. It is preparation. Because growth is going to take time, and so does alignment. And some things can only happen when other things slow down. It's just like a natural law. So whenever your impatience is going to creep in, and we've all been there, trust me, you really want to repeat to yourself, I am not behind. I am just being prepared. Because the moment you stop rushing, everything else can start unfolding. And also something you can think about, which actually is helping me quite a bit. When you think about planting a seed, right? There is so much growth happening before that little seed is just eventually even gonna come out of the dirt. All of the growth, all of the nurturing is gonna happen for such a long time before you can even see that plant, aka the rewards you're going to yield out of this growing phase. That's just how life works. And I feel like the sooner you can understand that, and the sooner you can trust that, and you can release that impatience energy, you will be able to recognize this, to grow from this so much sooner, so much quicker. And actually, you will be able to enjoy it then. I truly hope this helps because it took me so long and so many lessons of this to understand. So, what I really want you to understand too, and I want to add this kind of like a bonus lesson. The truth is, you're not going to always feel motivated. Perseverance, however, builds everything. Remember, you are a person, you are a human being, you're an emotional being. You cannot be motivated all the time. We've been talking about this so many times before. So understand that motivation is just honestly temporary, period. And we know that, right? However, perseverance is transformational. And this is why it is a key to true success. And listen, there are always going to be days, maybe even months, when you're not going to see results. We're going to feel stuck and we're going to question just everything about it. And yet, those are the days that are going to define your future. That's when the gap closes between the woman who wants it and the woman who becomes it. Like, I just saw a clip this morning talking, it was Kevin Hart being on the Diary of the CEO. And it was just a short clip. I really have to listen to the entire episode. But he was talking about how when he decided, coming from a really difficult background, when he just decided, and also it was his mom's mindset, like, you're not going to give up. You're just not going to give up. This is not an option. You're just going to decide on something. And then you're going to go ahead and do that thing. And trust me, motivation is not a part of any of this. Perseverance truly is. And if you are really in a space where you want to quit, I need you to ask yourself this. What would my most committed self do right now? What would she do? And then you take one small action, even if it is imperfect. Forget about it. There's no such thing as being ready or being perfect. And trust me, just watch that because that's how you're actually going to build momentum that's going to last. I even feel like when we can get through phases like this, where we just really want to quit and throw in the towel, this is when we're building resilience on a whole nother level. This is, when you're not giving up on yourself, because quitting a business that you love and that, that's been wandering through your mind probably so many days, months, years, maybe even before you took action on it, you just cannot quit on yourself. You just don't. And this is when true powerful leadership is being built, not quitting on yourself. So, just being quite honest, like summing this one up, building a business as a woman isn't easy. Like, building a business is never easy in general. Building a business as a woman, and I'm sorry to still having to say this in 2025, it's not easy, extra not easy. However, it is also the most empowering education that you could just ever receive. And I'm being very serious about this. Like, it's gonna test your patience. It's gonna test your courage, your resilience. Like, I feel like entrepreneurship is resilience building 101. But then it's also going to give you the freedom to live a life entirely on your terms. Like living your dream and not working for somebody else's dreams, right? So just remember this one. You're not failing, you are learning. You're not behind, you are evolving. And every single challenge that you face is shaping the woman who's going to win. Full stop. And before I let you go, I created something really special for you, which I would love to give to you. It is a 2026 vision board wallpaper for your phone. I designed it as a daily reminder of the woman you are, in fact, becoming, listening to this, like that calm, confident, and completely in control version of yourself for the very next chapter. And I designed it to be a phone wallpaper because, quite honestly, there's probably nothing we look at as often as our phone. And this kind of visual reminder is going to do so much for you. So just download it. The link is in the show notes. You can set it as your log stream and then just start embodying her energy every single moment of the day. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.